reassembling this piece. Reassembly starts with your trigger block. You want to place this back in place. It just slides right in. No issues. You'll notice that it does have a small curve to it. You want the curve to go on the inside of this piece right here. So just give that a nice push till it is flush in the gun. It'll be flush right here. Next, if you're doing a trigger connector upgrade or heavy strengthening it or weakening it, you do that now. I'm putting my stock 5.5 pound trigger connector back in. Push that into place just like that. And it will stick out a little bit, not very far, but that's what it's for. That gives you back pressure. Next, you want to replace your trigger spring with the trigger bar. So I took mine off the trigger bar and left the trigger spring. You can slide that right back in. Fold this back around, much like that. To get this back into place, you want to set this notch into the groove there. You want to rotate it, such like that, and set it back in place. Not a hard job to do. There you go. You got your trigger assembly back together. Next, what you want to do is take your trigger assembly and slide it back into your frame. Just like that. You can test this by pulling here. If it locks into place and your trigger comes forward, you know you did a good job. Next, what you want to do is slide your slide stop back in. If this is where you're doing an upgraded slide stop, this is where this would happen. You set your slide stop in place. It just kind of lays right in place. Don't worry about it being particular. You just lay it right in place. Nothing holding it in right now. Alright. Next, you want to put your mag block back in, or this block. So this thing slides in through two grooves, here and here. It slides straight in there. And make sure you have that set. Next, you're going to want to take your lower pin, has the grooves in it, and just push that in. To get it, you're going to need to wiggle your slide stop to get it past the slide stop, and make sure you're pushing in a straight line. This one is a little difficult because it does have the grooves in it. It does make it a tad bit more a pain. Alright, the bottom pin is in for the most of the way. It's not fully seated on each side, but we will finish that up in a second. Next, you want to insert your back pin right here. This pin, remember, has nothing on the pin. It is just a smooth push pin. You want to slide it right in through the rear of the frame. Make sure your trigger assembly is pushed downwards, and this will slide straight in. And as you see, it's not all the way in yet, but that's okay because we will finish it up when we go to finish up resetting all of our pins. The next pin can be a bit tricky because if you don't do this correctly, your slide stop will become activated all the time. If you can see it, you can kind of see the spring sticking out of that hole a little bit. Sorry about that. What you need to do is push that spring this way. Get that spring out of the way. If the spring is not out of the way and you push that pin through, it'll cause your slide stop to be stuck in an up position. And when your slide stop gets stuck in an up position, it'll lock after every fire. So you want to once again take your small screwdriver. You want to push your pin about halfway through. And then you want to come straight this way with it. Find that spring. It's very hard to see, it's very small. You may have better luck going this way with it. You want to depress that spring and then continue pushing your pin through. As you can see, my slide stop is now held to the bottom and it has good spring tension. Before you did that, the slide stop had no spring tension. Now I'm going to take my so-called punch again and just level out all my pins. The first two pins will slide in nicely. They have grooves in them. They'll fit right into place, be about even on either side. The last pin doesn't have any grooves. You just want it to sink just past the holes, just about even, so you don't feel it on the outside of the gun. And there you have a lower assembly back together. So now to finish up for the slide, you want to reinsert your barrel, put it in the locking spot. Once again, this is a Generation 3 Glock. The Gen 2s are the same. The Gen 4 have a different recoil spring system. The basic teardown is exactly the same. Push forward on it a little bit and you'll get it down. It's not very hard to field strip it. Most of you know how to field strip it. Newer users don't. Now what you want to do is take your frame and line it up with those two rails. Take the slots on your frame, on the bottom of the frame right there. You want to line it up with these two rails, these two metal rails right in the front. And it'll just slide straight on. Alright, you want to pull it till it clicks. Make sure that you don't have any forward motion. Pull it to the rear. Make sure your slide stop doesn't automatically catch. Push up on the slide stop. Lock it. Pull back. Make sure the slide stop releases. Point in a safe direction. Pull the trigger for action. And you should be good to go. This is a very easy job to do. I've done it to mine a few times, and I thought I'd share my knowledge. Alright guys, this is my first video, and I will be posting many more. If you guys want to see certain guns, I'll try to get my hands on it. I'm going to come out with a Ruger P97, P95 series. Also, I'll do the large frame Glock, which isn't much different, but you guys will like to see it. This is a compact Glock 23 and 40 Smith & Wesson. Basically, most Glocks are the same. I'll do a few different. Guys, this is my first video, and I will be posting many more. If you guys want to see certain guns, I'll try to get my hands on it. I'm going to come out with a Ruger P97, P95 series. Also, I'll do the large frame Glock, which isn't much different, but you guys will like to see it. This is a compact Glock 23 and 40 Smith & Wesson. Basically, most Glocks are the same. I'll do a few different guns. I'll try to do some other things too. Thanks for watching, and subscribe. It'll help me out. Thank you.